What's good, YouTube? It's me, Bush, back in another video. I've been experimenting with some of the Mannadium stuff after seeing some of the other YouTubers do their videos, and I actually think that the deck definitely has a lot of legs, but I wanted to show you guys a unique combo that I was kind of testing around with. It's by no means like a super set in stone combo, but I think it's good enough as a starting point for you guys to kind of innovate and build off of, and of course it involves our favorite friendly smiley guy, Revolution Synchron, as well as a copy of Mannadium Rimheart. So typically how this works is we're going to go ahead and summon out the Mannadium Rimheart, add a copy of Meek. From here, we're going to link off, Synchro, I hate doing this. And then we're going to go into Ancient Fairy Dragon, and then we're going to use the effect of Revolution Synchron to mill a card to special summon them back, and then with the Ancient Fairy Dragon, we're actually going to synchro off right into a level 8 Visas Emertera, which is a new level 8 synchro that's coming out in Duelist Nexus that happens to be treated as Visas Starfrost while in the monster zone. Also, when he's synchro summoned, we can add a copy of his spell trap that mentions Visa Starfrost from our deck to our hand. Note that you can also use one or more tuners to make this monster, which is interesting that they're now printing synchros where you can actually use more than one tuner to make them. Previously, we only had X-Saber Gotems as the only synchro monster in the game capable of that capacity, but now we can do it with Visa Zemterra. And because he's treated as Visa Starfrost while in the monster zone, what we can actually do is go ahead and link him off, yes, I said link this time properly, into Scareclaw Lightheart, and then Scareclaw Lightheart's effect is going to allow us to add a copy of Primitive Planet Rayphobia. We are going to be able to activate that to add a copy of Scareclaw Reichardt, so fairly standard combo here. We're going to go ahead and activate the Field Spell Calarium to add a copy of Starfrost, and then from here we're going to pop the Lightheart using the Starfrost from our hand to special summon him out in defense mode. Make sure you do summon it out in defense mode because we do need 3 monsters in defense to take advantage of Reichardt's effect where he can draw a card when 3 or more are in defense mode on the field when he's summoned. So just a little head sight there, and then we're going to go ahead and use the Lightheart to bring himself back, and I'm actually going to deviate a little bit here by linking off the Lightheart into a second copy of Lightheart using the effect again because it's not once per turn to actually add a second copy of the field spell from the deck to the hand. So this does involve playing 2 field spell, but this is important and I'll show you guys why in a second. We're going to go ahead and activate or add a Primitive Planet Rayphobia, the second copy rather, which cannot be activated, but it's very important. Again, I'll show you guys in a second. We're going to summon out the Meek because we control Visa Starfrost, and now we're going to summon out the Reichardt beneath the Lightheart, which is adjacent in the same column, in defense mode, allowing us to add a copy of our Extender, Scareclaw Arrival, and draw a card now that we control 3 or more defense position monsters on the field as the effect is resolving. From here, we get Baron access. Hopefully, there's no nib check there. We're going to go ahead and activate Arrival to bring back our Scareclaw, and we're going to go ahead and actually make a link summon here with Lightheart and Reichardt into a Cross Sheep, which will allow us to actually special summon back a level 4 after we make the following play by banishing Visa Starfrost and the Reichardt to go into Astrolaud, which is a great summon, built-in summon that is not once per turn either for the pop nor the summon, which is really nice. So we're going to go Chainlink 1 effect to pop the Meek so we can take advantage of the effect, and Chainlink 2 Cross Sheep to bring back a copy of the Rimheart that was previously in our graveyard, and then we can use the effect to resolve and use the effect of Meek Chainlink 1, Calarium Chainlink 2, bringing out the Meek we popped, as well as a new copy of Meek from our deck, which can actually boost itself by 2 levels because it was summoned by the effect of the other Meek, which we will gladly do, so we can link Synchro off into the Crimson Dragon, which is a level 12 using a 4 plus the level 8 Astrolaud, and this is really important because we do need Crimson Dragon's effect to target the Baron de Fleur so we can bounce itself back to summon out the Bestial Dissipator. Again, Bestial Dissipator requires non-tuner dragon monsters as the synchro monsters to make it, which we do not currently have access to in this deck, so this is an easy way to cheat it out. From there, we're going to reborn the Visa Starfrost from our banished, and we can actually use Meek and Rimheart to make a level 6 synchro. In our case, I think I'm going to go ahead and make a Charge Warrior, allowing us to draw a card. Now from here, we can actually do something quirky, and we can actually use the level 6 Synchro Visa Starfrost plus the Stardust Charge Warrior to synchro off into an Ultimate Zolkin, which is kind of funny because now we're going to take advantage of the Rayphobia that we previously added in order to set it, which is quite important. So we have something to set to trigger the Zolkin to bring out our Crystal Winged Synchro Dragon as another effect negate. Then from here, we're not done yet. We can banish the Visa Starfrost again with the Rimheart to summon out a second copy of Astrolaud, which gives us more fodder for us to make our plays. So from here, we can do a couple of things. We can use Ultimate Zolkin, Cross Sheep, and Visa Starfrost Frost Astrolaud to link off, finally link, yes, into an Appaloosa with 3 negates. And then another thing that I realized was kind of cool, but I haven't quite figured out, is actually what you can do instead of linking off an Appaloosa. Say you're playing against a deck that banishes, for example, against Kashtira, what we can actually do is use Cross Sheep plus the Astrolaud to link off into Artifact Dagda, which requires 2 monsters with different names. And then from here, we can pass our turn. So what's going to happen is Dagda has a quick effect where it can respond to any effect activated on by your opponent or by you on the field. And then we can chain Dagda to set a copy of Lancia, which in turn triggers Ultimaya Zokin. So we can actually summon out another level 7, for example, the Clearwing Fast Synchro Dragon or whatever the heck this guy's name is. But he negates effects of creatures summoned out from the extra deck. So that's another thing that I thought was kind of cool. I was also thinking if there's a way to actually trigger the Lancia on our opponent's turn, if there is some sort of combo where we can actually pop it and bring it back and then tribute it off, so it'd be good against decks that banish like Kashtira or like Flundereeze. If you guys know how we can actually do that, maybe definitely let us know in the comments, because I think there's a lot of plays that can actually be done with the Ultimaya Zokin. That's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's about all I had for the combo. I'll show you guys the deck in a second here. So yeah, this is what I kind of had in mind with the deck. As you can see, it's currently a dumpster fire of sorts, but it's a mishmash, and it's largely based off of Patrick Hoban's deck from the NAWCQ, which he got to the top 4 of the playoffs with, as well as top 64, I believe. So shoutouts to him, but I kind of like the idea, the concept where he's actually heavily emphasizing the Kashtira cards, because those cards are very, very powerful. They're very threatening. They can break boards as well. So I think it might just be correct to just play the 3 Meek. I'm not sure if you need the other ones, but maybe someone could prove me wrong if the extensive combos do require the other Mannadium mini monsters as well. I just like how Revolution Synchron pairs really well with the level 4s, so we do have access to the 3 Riemhard, obviously with the different field spells as well, the Clarium, so on and so forth. And then obviously the Visa Starfrost. Maybe we could bump this up as well, but the issue with the decks this format is like you have to be able to go second. So I think you actually need like at least 9 on-engine cards. So we hear you're just like, you can see here is Ash, Book of Moon, Imperm. I don't know if there's higher high-impact cards that can be played in this deck, maybe Triple Tactics Talent. So I would invite you guys to maybe educate me on that and maybe do some testing with the deck. The extra deck's super tight as well. That's the only issue with like the Zokin stuff is you have to play a lot of different cards. So maybe it's just not needed. Maybe you could just play other cards, or maybe you could just hedge other ways to go into Appaloosa instead of playing all these cards and then have some more utility. Because as you can see, that combo kind of took like a bunch of our cards in the extra deck. It was kind of all in, so to speak. So I think you can't really do that right now, especially because there's high impact board breakers like Nibiru plus like any other hand trap plus an Imperm or like a Dark Ruler or something of the sorts might just crack your board and you lose on the spot. So I think this is a good starting point for the deck, but I think it could use a lot of innovations here and better ways to make the deck a lot more well knit, a lot more synergy, even with Revolution Synchron, and being able to play against 12 rounds of the top decks. So if you guys have any thoughts for me, definitely let me know in the comments below on how we can improve this deck and how we can make the combo a lot better, because I would love to see how we can take advantage, especially of Visa's Amritara, which allows us to add any Spiral Trap that mentions Visa Starfrost. So I think siding reframing is quite good. Being able to add that off of the Amritara now is quite nice, and then also being able to add any of our other planets, save for the Wraithos, because that one doesn't actually mention Visa Starfrost. But I really like how this card can use 1 or more tuners as well. So if we play the other babies, maybe we could just use 2 of those plus like a Rimheart or something to go into him, as long as the light monster is included as a tuner or a non-tuner. And wow, I actually just realized now that you can actually use all tuners to make them as long as you use 1 light monster included in that mix. So that's really, really neat there. But yeah, that's all I had for the video. I kind of spent all morning trying to animate this deck, seeing how it works, and I really like how you have the toolbox access to a bunch of extenders as well as a bunch of different engines, so your opponent really doesn't know what to play around. And obviously being able to put up a board of big Omni Negates backed by like a Mannadium reframing, which is a searchable Solemn Judgment, is quite nice. So yeah, if you guys have any comments, let me know. Other than that, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.